Hey guys, welcome to another one of our awesome videos where today we're going to be talking to you about Rotorua. Rotorua is New Zealand's Maori capital with so much about the Maori culture being present all around the town. Plus on top of that, it is one of the best geothermal spots of the country. So in this video, we're going to take you through the 13, unlucky number 13, things to do which are free and cheap in the city, just so you can save on your budget and explore everything that Rotorua has to offer. So let's get started.
Alright, number one on our list is finding a geothermal hot spring to bathe in. As Robin mentioned, Rotorua is a geothermal hotspot, so there's plenty of free hot pools that you can scout out so you can feel some of that geothermal energy for yourself. So we do have an article on BACKPACKERGUIDE.NZ which actually lists the 5 free hot pools to find around Rotorua, and most of them are on the road between Rotorua and Taupo. A couple to mention is the one near the Waikiki Geothermal Park. It's literally just outside the geothermal park where a cold stream meets a hot stream, so the temperature's just right for a little bit of hot pool action. And another one is Kerosene Creek, which is really awesome as well with a waterfall. So definitely check those out.
If you do want to know more about each of those locations, if you want the spelling of every single location we're talking about, make sure to check out in the description below where we put the link to our article about the 13 free and cheap things to do in Rotorua, where we dive much more in depth than what we're telling you right now, and you also have, as I said, every single one of the spelling so you know what to type in your GPS. Anyway, moving on to number 2, I'm talking about Redwood Forest. It's probably one of the most famous things to do in Rotorua. Its real name is the Whakarewarewa Forest, again spelling in the description below. And in there you can do either mountain biking or hiking. If you hike all the way to the top, you're gonna have great views of the whole Rotorua area, which is quite awesome. And if you do mountain biking, you're gonna have some pretty epic downhill.
Alright, number 3 on our list is the Rotorua Night Market. So what's really cool about this market is that it's a market, but it's at night. So something to do in an evening. It's also a pretty cheap thing to do because they have rows and rows of awesome street food. Just pick yourself a couple of the cheap street eats, check out some of the crafts for sale, and there's usually live music playing as well, which is pretty awesome. And that takes place every Thursday night on Tutanakai Street, which is basically one of the main streets in Rotorua, so if you're in the city centre, it's pretty easy to find.
Alright, on number 4, it's going to one or the highest commercially raft waterfall in the whole world. So in Rotorua there is the Kaituna River, and on the Kaituna River you have the Okere Falls. Now the Okere Falls is the highlight of any rafting trip in the Rotorua area, as you go down 7 whole meters in a raft. It's pretty epic. You hear a lot of people screaming, you can see a lot of people a lot of raft flipping, and there is an actual viewpoint just right above the falls, which makes it quite an entertaining experience. And yeah, so that is free to do. And if you want to do the rafting yourself, it's actually one of the cheapest raft trip to do in the country. So, you know, if you have a little bit more budget but you're still stingy enough, maybe consider this one.
Good tip. So number 5 on our list is have a stroll around Kururau Park, which is basically a free geothermal park in the centre of Rotorua, and it gives you a good taste of what the whole geothermal activity is all about in Rotorua. There's lots of little mud pools you can go and check out. There's even some hot foot baths to go and feel the hot water on your feet yourself. But one of the best parts of Kururau Park is this huge lake with a walkway going right around it, even right across the lake. And it's steaming. It has lots of information, interpretation panels around the lake telling the stories and the Maori legends behind the lake. So definitely go check out Kururau Park. And if you don't know the spelling of that, again, link in the description below to our article.
Alright, number 6 is to visit the Waimangu Volcanic Valley. So now you guys are going to tell me, oh no, you have to pay for this one. And that is true, you have to pay for visiting this valley. But it is one of the cheapest geothermal ground to visit in the whole area, and on top of that you really get a lot of bang for your buck. Now, bucks, even with an S, look at that. Now,
that's actually bang for your buck.
Oh,
you don't say it with an S, that one.
I'm never going to speak English properly in my entire life. Anyway, so you get a lot of bang for your buck on this one because, well, you can stay as long as you want in the area, and there is really a lot to do. There is a lot of different hikes to do around. You go all the way down to a lake, and on the lake you take a boat, and then on the boat you have a fully guided tour all around. If you do have your cell phone and download the app, you can use the app to actually see what the pink terraces used to look like before in kind of like 3D rendered on your phone over, you know, like it's virtual reality on your phone. It's really awesome. There is all those kind of like super blue lakes, steaming little lake. You have all the bubbling mud, you have all those things. There's really a lot to do here, and it's definitely worth the entry price. It is not free, but it's definitely worth doing. Yeah, and I feel like it's gonna be your cheapest geothermal experience in the country.
Alright, so next on our list is go to visit the Ohinemutu village. So if you don't want to spend loads of money on doing the Maori experiences around Rotorua, then you can do a cheeky free activity, which is the Ohinemutu village. And there they have a beautiful carved marae to check out. You can't go in unless you're invited or welcomed on with the whole welcoming ceremony, but you can take pictures of it, and there's also a beautifully carved church there as well. And this whole village actually used to be a village before Rotorua became a city, so it's sort of engulfed in the city now, but keeps its Maori heritage, which is really cool.
Alright, number 8 is visiting the Hamura Springs. Now the Hamura Springs, it used to be free, but we've heard recently that there is now a small entry fee to go there. So we actually are heading to Rotorua really soon to go check that out and get you back with some information. So make sure to check out in the description below the link to this article where you're gonna have up-to-date information. So now the Hamura Springs are actually absolutely gorgeous. They are crystal clear. It's only about 15 minutes drive away from Rotorua. The walk is really short to get there, and you're gonna get all those kind of beautiful geothermal spring shots, and you can swim in it, so don't go swim. It's scorching hot and you may die. So don't do that.
Alright, so number 9 on our list is go for a stroll around the government gardens. So this is a really beautiful park in the centre of Rotorua. And there, yeah, there's lots of flower bed sort of displays. There's also locals playing balls. There's a few like water features. The Polynesian Spa is also based there as well if you do fancy spending a little bit of money to go and bathe in some hot pools. And then right at the back of the government gardens is the Rotorua Museum. Now it has been closed for quite a while because of some earthquake upgrades they've had to do, but yeah, if it does, maybe keep an eye open for if it's actually open when you're researching into this, but usually it's about $20, or it used to be about $20 to go in there, so still that could be a cheap thing to do when it opens.
If you're watching this video before 2020 or 2021, it's not going to be open.
Yeah.
Alright, so we're moving on to number 10, and that's the Waikiki Valley Thermal Pools. Now again, it's something that you have to pay for, but again it's the cheapest one on offer in Rotorua, and so I'm kind of here to tell you which one is the cheapest of all those things. Now we have a full video of us going to visit the Waikiki thermal pools in the description below, so you can click on there and see what the whole experience is all about. But in short, you got nice thermal hot pools, you've got a walk to go see the whole spring, there is a lot of different pools, different temperature, it looks pretty fantastic, it's a really nice experience, and the entry fee is under $20, which makes it the cheapest hot pools to visit in Rotorua, aside from the free ones of course.
Yeah. Okay, number 11 is, it's a pretty simple one, but relax by Lake Rotorua. I mean, it's called Lake Rotorua, go check out what that lake's all about. A really easy place to go access the lake is pretty much from Rotorua city centre. You keep walking toward the lake, and they have some really awesome walkways actually taking you along the perimeter of the lake, and there's a few jetties so you can take some awesome pictures, but don't feed the black swans because they can get pretty aggressive.
Good tip. Is it first-hand tip or?
I would rather not say.
All right. So moving on to number 12, we have been hiking a Rainbow Mountain. So this is only going to be accessible to you guys if you do have your own car, because there is no bus, shuttle or public transport that get there. Now you either can take a really short walk, short-ish walk and go to the Crater Lake, or you can take a much longer walk and go all the way up to the top and have fantastic views. Now Rainbow Mountain is called Rainbow Mountain because it has sides of the mountain which have so many different colors. It looks absolutely fantastic. If it's a little bit rainy or a little bit cold, you're going to see all the ground kind of steaming, and it's actually the kind of rainy-ish days are actually my favorite days in Rotorua to do most of the activities that we mentioned already. Even some of those geothermal park, which are all outdoors, we love doing them when it rains because it gives you all this steamy kind of look. And yeah, it's a fantastic area, it's a great walk, and it's outside of Rotorua, and it's free to do, so here you go.
Awesome. So last but certainly not least on our list is go check out Wingspan. Now Wingspan is the National Bird of Prey Centre of New Zealand, and it definitely deserves a place on this cheap and free things to do in Rotorua because the entry is only about $25, and when you go there they have some awesome flight displays of the birds of prey that are native to New Zealand, and that happens at 1:30 p.m. every single day. And yeah, you can go check out some of the birds there that have been in rehabilitation. So yeah, you can check some of the native birds really up close and some really rare ones like the New Zealand falcon. And that's actually an activity that we did during New Zealand's biggest gap year, where we did 365 days of 365 activities. So we'll make sure to link up to that activity in the description below.
Alright, so that wraps up all our tips on what to do free and cheap in Rotorua, and we do have a link for you guys in the description below with every single one of those items and much more information about each of them. In the meantime, if you guys did find this video useful, make sure to like and subscribe. It really does help us a lot, and it just shows us that we do all those videos, and that actually does help some people. So thank you very much for watching. We have some much more videos coming up for you guys this week, so see you soon. Bye bye!